nagbabalik po ang Republika at yun nga no. Yung kaninang tinanong ko no, namatay yung ama na may hawak ng itong lisensyadong baril. Hindi niya pwedeng ipamana. Nakalagay sa batas kailangan magsabi yung pamilyang naiwan sa PNP na may baril yung tatay ko, ganito tapos isusurrender ito. Ngayon, pag hindi nila na-report, ano ba? May penalty?
Well, based on the law, if they are found in possession of it, they themselves will be liable for illegal possession if you follow the law.
Kung nandun sa loob ng aparador ng tatay?
Well, yes, because we're talking about physical possession. But you see, Eric, that is the thing. The law seems to have created a situation that defies or ignores practical reality.
Okay.
Which should not be the case in any law.
Okay.
Because as you said, Eric, in parts of Mindanao, the gun is the law.
Sa Sultan Kudarat lang mismo
di ba?
Oh.
Or even in the rural areas in Luzon.
Okay.
Diba? Legitimately, a
Or
gun
in
is the only
Hulosulu
thing.
for that matter. Let's be blunt about it.
Correct. Diba? So are you telling me that if I'm a father and I'm a father, if I were to die, what will be on my deathbed will be the thought that, oh my God, the only thing keeping the wolves away from my family is my M16.
Yes.
And you mean my daughter, my son cannot inherit that from me? Paano na sila pag wala na ako?
Exactly.
That is what the law has created.
Ngayon, etong tanong ko, who will be liable kung hindi nila ma-report yung baril na nasa loob ng aparador mo?
Well, actually,
Who
Eric,
among the family members?
Eric, under the law, whoever the PNP finds in physical possession of the firearm.
Hindi, kung nasa loob lang ng cabinet.
Well, actually, everyone in that house, in theory, anyway, di ba? But you see, Eric, that is what I mean.
Failure to report, di ba may kaso din?
Hindi naman. Physical possession lang. Physical possession. But you see, Eric, that is what I mean. What the law contemplates is that if your father dies and he was the owner of a high-powered rifle with full automatic capability, you as the heir, the wife, the son, whatever, you're supposed to get that rifle, give it to PNP, FED, and say, I'm surrendering it.
Okay.
Can you imagine the absurdity of that? First, it defies the law on succession.
Yes.
Because the law on succession says, I can inherit whatever property my father owns.
Yes, movable, immovable.
As long as it's not contraband. If it's not contraband, it was registered.
And as long as you're qualified.
That's correct.
Nakalagay
That's a
dito,
given.
you're qualified.
That's a given, di ba? And second, as you said, Eric, why are they confiscating your firearm? Dat namanong pa sa tatay mo.
Oo nga.
Di ba? Especially in a place like Sultan Kudarat or
Yeah,
whatever.
why?
You tell me.
Di ba?
That's right.
Ngayon, ang tanong ko ito, bakit, sino ba ang primary, if I might use the word, caregiver or protector ng sambayanan? Di ba ang pulis?
That's correct.
Kung may krimeng nangyayari, sino first responder? Ang pulis ba o ang civilian?
Actually, Eric, what I was going to say was, we recognize the shortcomings, the reality, that the
Precisely.
PNP is not everywhere all the time.
That's why we are the first primary.
And all we are asking in E2S5 coalition, and I think all responsibly armed citizens will say this, just give us the chance to take care of ourselves. Kami nang bahala sa sarili namin. Huwag nyo naman kunin yung baril namin.
Huwag nyo na kami pahirapan. Hindi mo kayo papahirapan, di ba?
Diba? Basta responsable kami. At kung nagkamali man kami sa baril, we shoot someone out of bounds, we discharge it improperly, then by all means, punish us. But until then, let us keep it.
And the beauty about it is we can be identified.
Yes.
Because there are documents, there are records.
That's when napapalisensya tayo.
That's where justice takes its course.
That's correct.
Because there are documents, there are papers, there is evidence.
That's correct.
To determine the ownership.
That is why, again, Eric, only about 1% of crimes committed involve licensed firearms. Diba?
Ang gusto yata nila, dikdikin yung 1% na yun eh.
That's right.
Instead of the 90%. So they're making the 1% an excuse for the inefficiency for the 99%.
Eric, this law and the IRR, they really just reflect the general inability of the government to enforce any of its laws. Since it cannot enforce against illegal guns, it enforces against legal guns.
And
Can you imagine the injustice of that?
Does this law push people in marginal areas where the peace and order is, I'd rather break the law and save my life for my family.
For example, Eric, tingnan mo yan. If you will, and in the IR, that's also our beef. If you will be applying, because now you're required to license yourself and register your firearm, well and good. But there doesn't seem to be any provision for undertaking that lengthy process in the province. So imagine, as you said, if you were in Sultan Kudarat, you will have to come to Camp Crame just to do that. What if you're an ordinary small businessman there? Wala kang pang ng airplano, tapos maglilipad ka dito 2 araw sa Karame.
Paano yung mga PTC? Bakit personal ang requirement na personal appearance para sa application ng permit to carry?
Well, Eric, the requirement was always personal appearance.
Okay.
I think
pero bakit sa Krame?
That is it. That is it. In other words, no one questions having to appear personally. But for example, people in the province again, I am under threat. I am from Sultan Kudarat again.
Okay, oo.
Do I have to go to
Or
province?
Maguindanao,
Or Maguindanao.
where the massacre happened.
Oh, but on the other hand, if I step out of my house, something can happen to me.
Yes.
As you said, this law, and particularly the IRR, since it doesn't provide for provincial applications for permits to carry,
Yes.
is pushing people again into a corner, wherein they will have to skirt the law, circumvent the law, just to protect themselves. And that is not what the law envisions.
Will this kind of narrow-mindedness, in fact, push people to violate the law, and you'll now have more than 1 million firearms which are unlicensed, if I might say that, no?
That's correct. It's really, Eric, the law in the IR, it's barking up the wrong tree. It's barking up the wrong tree. The tree being civilian licensed gun owners.
And if I might be naughty enough, the dog is barking at the wrong tree, and that's not the only thing the dog does on the tree.
Well, that's right. With this law, yeah, that's right.
Okay, see?
That's right.
So what happens? Like, I was talking to somebody from Dumaguete. Nagkaroon ng caravan yung PNP sa Cebu.
Right.
He went to Cebu. Okay. Personal appearance. September yun. Anong buwan na ngayon?
Wala pa rin permit to carry.
Wala pa rin permit to carry siya.
That is another thing. That is what I was saying, Eric. The law has all these good ideas, but the implementation seems to be difficult at best. So you should not have a law that cannot be implemented.
So what is the psyche here? I mean, sino nagtitimon dito? Bakit sila nag-i-stricto? Ang mga pulis ba, hindi ba civilian sila pag hindi naka-uniforme?
In fact, that is what I find strange, Eric, because, correct, if they're off-duty,
They should be.
Yes, their mission order for their firearms does not apply.
Correct.
That is why there is a provision in the IRR, if I'm not mistaken, permits to carry firearms for law enforcement agencies. That is for a law enforcer who wants to carry his own private firearm off-duty.
Yes.
But for example, Eric, ang pulis naman, alam natin, susceptible yan sa criminal case, sa trabaho nila.
Yes.
Oras na makasuhan sila, if you follow the provisions of that law, babawian lahat ng baril nila. They are left only with their service firearm.
Correct.
And so they are helpless on weekends, in the evening, when they are most vulnerable.
Correct.
That is another example of the law creating an absurd situation and going against itself.
Kung pulis ako at yung baril ay kailangan ng uniforme ako.
Correct.
So, kung hindi ako naka-uniforme, civilian ako, dapat may permit to carry ako.
That is correct. That is what the law says right now.
Pero nangyayari ba yun?
Well, hindi naman tayo police, but I guess we know stories.
Ilang pulis din ang may official firearm.
Correct.
At may ilang pulis din ang may mga hindi lisensyadong baril kaya.
Well, actually, that is a good question, Eric. Nakikita naman natin sa news, maraming nahuhuli.
Di ba? Ilan ang mga pulis na hindi lisensyado ang baril? At bakit hindi lisensyado ang mga baril ng mga pulis na dapat ay nagpapatupad ng batas?
Correct. Second, Eric, alam mo, kung matino akong pulis at babasahin ko yung batas na yan, hindi na ako gaganap sa tungkulin ko. Kasi sasabihin ko, if I will do my duty strictly, people will get angry at me. They will just wait for the weekend to come when I'm off duty and out of uniform. They know I don't have a gun. Ikakasuhan nila ako to make sure wala akong dalang baril na sarili. And they will ambush me. And I will die. So, why will I do my job anyway under that law?
Ngayon, yun ano, bakit may mga pulis na may pakalawang baril na hindi lisensyado? Ano ba plano nila?
That's correct. Actually, Eric, as I said, we don't mind the law insofar as it defines loose firearms and punishes loose firearms. Because I think anyone with a loose firearm,
it's good for us
Yes, unregistered, tampered, whatever, masama ang balak, dapat talaga makulong ang meron may loose firearm.
Tayo mismo, ayaw natin malagay sa sitwasyon na kailangan gamitin natin yung baril natin because when we have to use that, ibig sabihin buhay natin, buhay ng mga mahal natin, o buhay ng isang estranghero because that is also in RPC, no?
May kaso pa pagkatapos.
Oh, yes. In defense of strangers.
Correct.
We don't want to be put in a situation like that. Iniiwasan natin yun.
Correct.
Pero these things happen.
Right.
So, who will protect us? The police?
These things happen, Eric, and the law fails to address the fact, the reality that these things happen.
Diba?
Yeah. It seems to already punish or remove your right to carry your firearm the moment you use it even in a legitimate encounter.
Look at the police and civilian ratio. There's not enough.
1 to 5.
Look at the response time.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
Look at the riding in tandem, which they cannot even solve.
That goes back to what I was saying, Eric. We in A2S5, we're not even asking the police to help us or protect us. We are just saying, let us take care of ourselves by lawfully allowing us to carry our registered firearms. The rest kami na bahala. And we will take responsibility if we have to use it properly.
Pero bakit ang may mga baril ang pinapahirapan na lisensyado?
Kasi, Eric, yun lang yung madaling nakikita eh. Kaya again, it's a question of enforcement.
Kasi yun lang ang madaling pasunurin.
Yun yung madaling i-enforce. Mahirap i-enforce yung mga nagsasmuggle kasi they have money, they're well-connected, mahirap hanapin. mahirap
At
kunin yung
dahil tayo ang
syndicate.
sumusunod. Madali tayong sumunod eh.
Rehistrado naman tayo. Alam address natin. Alam negosyo natin. Madaling i-inspect, di ba? Paano yung mga nagsasmuggle dyan sa, sa southern backdoor or whatever?
They want their jobs easier? Is that what we're saying here? Pinapadali nila trabaho nila para sabihin sa publiko na may ginagawa kami dito.
What is going to happen here, Eric, is another absurd situation that this law will bring about. The PNP or whichever agencies enforcing the law will be able to claim that they've confiscated so many loose or illegal firearms when in fact, these are not the firearms that are smuggled in. These are the firearms na nakalimutan lang i-rehistro.
Correct.
Ganyan, di ba? So in other words, they'll be able to, we know there's an issue a few months ago about tampering with crime statistics. They'll be able to tamper or window dress gun statistics without reflecting the real situation of illegal gun ownership in the
Rod, let
country.
me ask you this question. Etong batas na ito, ay tinatalima ng mga taong sumusunod sa batas.
Correct.
Sigurado ako sa Metro Manila, karamihan ng may mga baril ay sumusunod dito.
Susunod ako dyan. I have no
Sa
choice.
Cebu, sa Tagaytay,
Correct.
sa Davao City. Sigurado ako, lalo sa Davao City.
Of course.
Okay. Pero may dalawang klaseng batas ba? Para sa taong mga katulad natin at sa mga taong nakatira sa Hulo-Sulu, sa Maguindanao, sa Sultan Kudarat, sa parte sa Ilocos. Are there two kinds of laws that are being observed?
Actually, that's correct, Eric, because really in those places, it is what as I say, is the law of necessity, the law of survival. Not necessarily illegal, but or violations of law, but you have to survive in places like that.
Okay.
And you see the law, as we've been discussing, that law, the current law, does not recognize those situations. By requiring people in those areas to come to Camp Crame, to apply personally for your permit to carry in Camp Crame.
Bakit?
And then pag ikaw nakabaril dun sa Sultan Kudarat kahit legal, tatagalin lahat ang baril mo. You know?
Kung mahahanap ka.
That's
Kung
another
alam nila
thing.
pangalan mo.
And you see, Eric, if I'm an ordinary farmer being hunted by the warlords in Maguindanao, why will I even surrender or register all my firearms under that law? Alam ko naman, kukunin nyo lang sa akin, di ba? So in other words, the law should not create that kind of situation. And
Why did they create an IRR which makes it difficult for people to openly apply, have themselves documented, photograph, thumbprinted, undertake all this battery of tests to prove their sanity?
I'll give you an example, Eric. That is another of our beefs in E2S5. The IRR requires redundant clearances. Regional trial court, metropolitan trial court. If you're in the government, Sandigan Bayan clearance. To show na wala kang kaso, punishable greater by 2 years. But on the other hand, Eric...
Di ba NBI, tama na yun siguro?
That is correct. Required pa yung PNP clearance. Pero Eric, I'm a lawyer. I know for a fact that clearances are not centralized.
Yes.
So if I live in Makati, that's the only...
Lusot ka na eh.
I only did a Makati RTC MPC clearance. But if I killed someone in Laguna,
Yes, lusot ka.
no one will know.
Yes.
So can you imagine the absurdity of that IRR?
Yes.
It doesn't address the intent of the law, and it doesn't control firearms.
But again, Rod, let me ask you, bakit pinapahirapan nila? Bakit kailangan pumunta ka ng krame? Para kumonte ang mga taong mag-apply? Para kumonte ang numero ng mga taong may PTC?
Well,
ano bang gusto nila palabasin? Kami ang naka-uniforme, kami lang dapat may baril?
Well, actually, Eric, I think napapansin naman natin, I think we'll all agree here that institutionally, the PNP has a knee-jerk dislike towards civilians carrying firearms.
Okay.
So with this new law, it says that the PNP chief shall issue permits to carry. They have no choice, like it or not. But in the implementation, that is where they can make it difficult.
Okay.
And second also, doon po pasok siguro yung very bureaucratic ang pag-isip ng ating mga institusyon kasama ng PNP na instead of trying to make it being customer-friendly, being customer-oriented, gobyerno kami, pumila kayo dito. Kahit pa gumastos kayo. That's very unfair.
Ang NBI clearances, at least kahit pa paano, DFA, merong mga
Sa mall.
sa mga malls,
Correct.
they make it public service.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
Dito, bakit pinapahirapan? Bakit kailangan Camp Crame? Paano na lang yung mga tao sa Cebu? Gagastos sila ng 7,000 para pumunta sa Camp Crame?
That is what you're